We're live, baby. We're back. We're fresh. We're healthy. I'm acting good to go. We got new overlays, people. We got new overlays. We got a new overlay right here. Check it out. We got DC20. Oh, right in the center. Oh, look at that. Right in the center of the Pokeball this time. That's kind of funny. But new overlay. So just starting to spruce some stuff up here. Okay, I mean it's nothing insane, but I think it's clean and fresh, baby. So that is props to A. Holcomb, my man behind the scenes art guy, kind of doing some little graphic design stuff here. So props, and yeah, so let's go. DC20 Iron Man, just like the merch shirts. Oh, there we go. It's just a DC20 Iron Man. I love it. Just like the merch shirts. You're right. Those are shipping out. Those are shipping out in a few days. So heck yeah. And then yeah, I'm feeling much better. Appreciate you. Huh? Next, I gotta put these up on the wall finally. Gosh, man. I cleaned up the room and now I'm like, it's fine. It's way better than what it was. So no complaints now. So we got a big night, y'all. I have a dice to show you guys, something special there. I have a vote to ask for you guys. And then we're showcasing 2 classes. So I'm excited. I am excited. And I don't even know which of the 2 classes we're going to be showing because I had the patrons vote on them. I was like, there's so many classes now, y'all, that we have to talk about. We're gonna show. Oh my god, 83 votes, and next highest is 53. So tonight the patrons have chosen. The patrons have voted which ones get released first. But first, before I even talk about that, I want to show you guys this, which is awesome. Right here, boom. Whoo! Look at that. All green, baby. That's the first time it's all green. And on Thursday, that's going to turn to a green square, and that's going to turn to a green square. So yes, that is huge. All you're looking for now is the final step. Green means active development, literally on the literal subclasses, talking about mechanics, which means it's like that's the last thing that you couldn't get any closer, right? And I'm going to be sharing with you guys. That's why I can share with you guys every single class now, as far as what the 2 that are going to come in 0.9, and then possibly what that third one is to come later in the future. And then the last step you're looking for is a green square with a check mark in it. Looks like that, green square with a check mark in it. So, whoo, baby. The reason why these have a minus sign next to it is those are probably the first 2 that are going to be finished. So those are the ones that I'm working on right now. I have a hard rule where I have to make the subclasses by myself, all alone in a hole by myself, before I can see my teams or Eddie's or anyone's. 1 second, wife texted me something is important. Yellow border. What? I have a yellow what? I don't know what my wife is talking about. Oh, I think she's talking about Pokemon cards. I don't know. But anyway, I always read my wife's text messages, and now I think she's just sending me something else for some other reason. Anyway, so early leaks by scrolling over. Oh yeah. There's little things there, and now you're pointing out more than I am. Shillacrow MVP. Shillacrow MVP. IYKYK. What? Knucklebone of Fickle Fortune. Shillacrow MVP. I think that's an inside joke. Thank you for thanks for the team membership, Knucklebone. And then Path of Most Resistance. Late feed. Glad to hear you're feeling better. Pumped about the new reveal and eager to see so much progress. This month has been a wild amount of progress. Absolutely insane. And then another super chat from Dustbreaker. Fresh overlay. Hype for my Halloween BBEG werewolf fight. Yes, that's right. The Halloween werewolf fight. Oh my gosh, I gotta hear how that goes. I'm excited. I actually might be running a Halloween one shot. I was gonna do some things. There was like a pumpkin beholder type of situation I was gonna make for DC20. We'll see where that goes. But Kyle Doring, coach, I've been dying to ask you since Friday. What did you think of the Halloween Havoc live stream? Also, I wanted to know what you thought about Gary's quick decision on making player death within the first 30 minutes. Oh my gosh. So. I am going to have to get caught up on that because I must have stopped right before, because I was in there for about 30 minutes before I had to do something else. But it was super awesome. There was a bunch of people that came together and did a Halloween Havoc live stream. It was super cool just to see that. It's always cool to see the system be ran by somebody else in a different group and all that kind of stuff. So I loved it. I was smiling super huge as I was sitting there. Schiller Crow's from the Schiller Crow. Oh my gosh. Okay. I see the character name now. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. And we're back. That's funny. Okay. So, the vote tonight by patrons. We had I let my patrons decide what the order in which these all get revealed. And tonight is going to be Commander and Wizard. Commander and Wizard. So I'm going to show a dice thing. I'm going to ask you guys for a vote. I'm going to showcase those two things, and then we'll see what time it is. And if there's time for a Q&A, we'll do it at that time. So here we, and how the overlays work now is this is the super chat. All super chats go to kill the boss. If you kill the boss, you become the next boss. And then if we hit the live stream goal all the way to the end, I give away a Die Hard Dice, which is actually the first thing here. I give away a $75 Die Hard Dice gift card. Boom, there we go. And no matter if we hit the goal or not, I always give away something DC20. I give away a hardcover of the DC20 book, dice, whatever else. Hardcover of the DC20 book when it's released. I don't want people to think I have copies of DC20. That's crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to take a drink of water and hydrate. Let's go. So first thing to show you guys is the prototype that was just sent to me. I got it today of the metallic purple dragon scale dice for DC20. It was part of the Kickstarter. This is the final product. We've been working on the purples. There's a double purple hue in here. These are a specific set of dice. This is a metal dice with dragon scales. It's a clear, it's a purple resin pour on top, and then and I'm going to show you guys, and then we're going to talk about it. Logan, glad to see you're not sick, Coach. Yeah, we're back, baby. We're back. Appreciate you, Logan. So here is the, get my face out of there. Get my face out of there. Get my face out of there. There we go. Check that out. Ooh. Ooh, yes. Yes. No, yes. Oh, gosh. It is so clean and pretty. I think it's, oh man. So I will say my only thing I was on the fence about, and I want to see you guys' thoughts, is ombre or no ombre? Huh? Do you like the two tones? Yes or no? Do you like the two tone? It's a subtle two tone. It's darker purple, fade to a lighter purple. But do you like the two tone? Yes. Two tone, love it. Yes. Ombre is solid, love it. I think it makes them different. If it was just one, oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Ombre, love it. Okay, I love it. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Then I was gonna wait. I got it yesterday, and I was like, I'm gonna wait for the live stream to show people this. So yes, I think it's so sick. It's so sick. I gotta show it again. It is so sick, y'all. Oh wait, focus, baby. There we go. Yeah, that's so sick. Think of a D20 with that. Think of a whole dice set. Ooh, woo-hoo. So I'm gonna be messaging Die Hard Dice back. And they sent me a little card. Sent me a little card with these dice on there, and a little note to me and everything. They even wrote Alan like all nice and stuff. They're the best. So that is it. Oren Levy says you're not sick, but the dice are. I love it, Oren. Yes, sick dice. Yes. All right. So there's that. That's out of the way. Okay, next. So next up here, this is actually interesting. This is interesting. My team has proposed something, and I am not the biggest fan. Okay, but I want to defer to the community. Okay, we have 300 people here, which I can only gather to be 300 of the most excited DC20 people in the community, right? My wife said you need a hydration check. Your cuticles. Hydration check my cuticles? What's wrong with my cuticles? Huh? Hydration check my cuticles? I feel like I have okay cuticles. You know? I mean, I'm freaking dude hands, you know, I'm working on it. It's okay. Okay. And so I will hydration check my whole body. Okay. And then I'll pour some water on them. Oh my God, it did come out. I did not think that straw. Okay. I just have a wet, I am hydrated now. Okay. All right. So, all right. Anyway, so now I am going to do a vote. I'm going to do a vote for something. Wet lap, hydration check on the lap. So I'm going to do a vote for this, and I want to see what the community says. I'm going to let you know what it is, and then I'll talk about it, and then we'll do the vote. Okay? I'll give you my opinion, and let's see. We've been doing a lot of renames, people. We've been doing a lot of renames. We just renamed the fighter to champion. We talked about that last time. And we renamed the ranger to hunter. Talked about that last time. I think both of those are on brand for DC20. I think they're steps forward and away from D&D. I think it's making us more iconic and more ourselves. The fighter is a champion. Especially wait till you hear the subclasses for the champion. They're going to be sick, right? So the team has proposed to rename the Spellblade. Okay? The team has proposed to rename the Spellblade. Now, the Spellblade is our own class already. It's already a DC20 class. That does not exist. There's other kind of variations like it, but we are the one that has made a 50-50 martial spellcaster hybrid, right? And there is a 50. There's a split on what the class should be called, right? So Spellblade, I think is a sick name. I think it's a sick name. I think in my head, it's what it is. It's Spellblade. Cool. There's some issues the team has with it, and they've voiced those. And so we definitely can't call it Paladin, because then that brings back all the baggage from what a Paladin is and means. So no. So I'm going to give you guys 3 names that have been on the docket in ways. And see what you guys think. Okay, so on this vote, there's going to be 4 votes. I'm going to start the poll. Spellblade class name, right? Class name. So it's going to be Spellblade. Spellblade is one option, right? The other options are Spell Knight. 2 words, Spell Knight. Okay, you'll see them whenever I type them all out, right? Spell Knight, and we have Mage. Yep, Mage Knight and Battle Mage. Okay, Spellblade, Spell Knight, Mage Knight, Battle Mage. Okay, now, time out. Before y'all start typing, before y'all start voting, here's my 2 cents. Just speaking for what my belief is of the game, et cetera, right? So I think of those 4 names, Spellblade is the best one, in my opinion. But I'm not saying that as some sort of like, you're wrong if you don't think what I think. No, I am just saying that what I think is the best name for it. It's a Spellblade. The thing where it falls apart is, oh, but what if you use a bow and arrow? Sure, I still think it could be called a Spellblade. A ranger could use melee weapons. If you are a marksman, that doesn't mean you can't use melee. You know, so I'm fine with a Spellblade being able to use ranged weapons, right? I'm fine with that, right? And then if you were a Spellblade that would use ranged weapons, you'd probably call yourself an arcane archer. And in world, like in game, you might not call yourself your class name anyway. A champion might not call themselves a champion. They might call themselves a warrior or a bannerman or a whatever they call themselves, right? An arcane warrior. Yes, sure, right? You can call yourself whatever you want. So the class name of what, as far as what DC20 puts the label on the class, I think Spellblade sounds the sickest. Spell Knight to me infers like royalty, not royalty, with fealty or whatever it is. It's like they have a code, and like Knight comes along with some extra baggage, kind of like Paladin. Now Paladin has a ton of baggage that comes along with it as far as what it means to be a Paladin. There's this holy thing and a divine, right? So Paladin has a lot of baggage. Knight is like a step down, but I still think Knight has some baggage, right? And then Mage Knight, I guess Mage Knight kind of sounds cool because you have Mage and you have Knight. So it is really saying kind of what a Spellblade is, so that I can see that one. But Mage Knight, I just feel like I'm saying two different class names, Mage and a Knight, and I'm saying both of them at the same time. So that kind of feels strange to me, and I just don't like the sound of it. And then Battle Mage, I don't see a Spellblade as a Battle Mage. I see that as like a subclass or something. I see somebody like, oh yeah, I made a Battle Mage. I see that as like an archetype type situation. So, but Battle Mage I could see as well. So I genuinely don't know which of the other three would be the best, because in general, I still think Spellblade is that, right? So there's that. And now I want to see what y'all's vote is on it. Here we go. Boom. Let's see what the people think. Aegis Virium with more gifted memberships, 20 gifted memberships. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you, Aegis Virium. Wow. That's nuts. And then Perilous Pursuit, I missed another super chat. Hey, Coach, we just ended our 10-shot DC20 live play campaign, the Zephyr of Decay. We had a blast, Coach. Also just uploaded V1.3 of my fee and official DC20 Encounter Builder. Yes. Perilous Pursuits has an encounter builder that's a pretty legit encounter builder. Perilous Pursuits, you can check. They have a website and they have a whole YouTube thing, and you can check out Zephyr of Decay too, for that 10 shot. I like that. I've always called them 2 shots, 3 shots, but 10 shot, like a purposeful 10 shot. That's awesome. That is super cool. And that encounter builder is pretty legit. It could be definitely a helpful tool for sure as well. So thank you for that, Perilous Pursuits. Thank you for the super chat. And I hope I'm glad you had a blast with DC20. Let's go. Let's freaking go. And then Aegis Virium's making it rain over here. And then cool. So now the vote, let's see. Oh, wow. Okay. 75% Spellblade. And then a 20% for Battle Mage. Yeah. So in my opinion, all those Battle Mage people, you're not wrong. There's going to be a subclass called Battle Mage. There's going to be a subclass. The subclass of Battle Mage is either going to be a Wizard subclass or a Spellblade subclass. So, but yeah, I think Battle Mage is a great name. I just think it's probably more of a subclass thing is my whole thing. So there we go. So far it will stay Spellblade, as I was already just gonna be like, no, it's Spellblade, but I was like, you know what? If the team has enough of a kerfuffle, let's go ahead and show it to the community. So here we go. We showed the dice. We did the vote for the Spellblade. Now, and Dorian Blake's paid his late fee. Now we can get started. Okay, Commander is up first. Commander is the first subclass showcase for the Commander. As stated previously and in all of these live streams, there are going to be 2, so I'll say it like this. There are 3 subclasses for DC20 that will be released in the core rules of DC20. In order to get it out sooner, we are only making 2 for 0.9. 0.9 will release 2 of every single of the 13 classes for 26 total. And then in a future update, we will release the 3rd one, right? In a lot of ways, this is a good thing as well, because we can take, of the 3, we'll take the most complicated, put it off to the side. The one that interacts with other things the most, the other one that's the most complicated, the one that's the most iterated, the one that's whatever, right? A good example is the Sorcerer. The 3rd one for the Sorcerer is Wild Magic, because I want to make sure we do that right. We might have to make a whole big table for it. It's a whole thing, right? So anyway, the Commander. And then I will get caught up on all super chats, right? Half drunk OJ, yo, what about Arcane Warrior? Arcane Warrior, I mean that sounds cool, but again, I don't really not necessarily like the two words for it, Arcane Warrior. I mean, I totally see that, but I actually do like Arcane Warrior better than Battle Mage and things like that. Like Arcane Warrior sounds pretty interesting, but in general also, some Spellblades aren't arcane, they would be divine and other things like that, and that kind of takes away from Paladin and things, so everything has an issue except for Spellblade in my opinion, so there we go. While I'm totally open-minded to renames personally, I have the alternative doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as well. Better description perhaps, but a mouthful. I agree, Rexroom. Very nice. Very, very nice. I totally agree with that. Well said, Rexroom. Okay, so Commander. So for the 3 subclasses, 2 of them are in 0.9. for these two, the first one is going to be the most on the nose one, and it's the name of this one is going to be kind of funny whenever I say it for those of you who have been around for a while. But the first subclass for 0.9 is the first subclass for the commander. Keep in mind, this is the commander class. First subclass is warlord or tactician, etc. This is a offensive focused strategist tactician, even more so being able to manipulate things around the battlefield in the spirit of what a warlord already is. Warlords as a class is more focused on tactical movements, being able to interact with your allies and stuff like that. Yes, it sets the stage for what a warlord's capable of. For what a commander's capable of. And what the warlord's going to do is take that and run with it, right? So a warlord is going to be the offensive pushing focus, right? A lot of commanders are like, oh, I'm going to buff people and buff my allies and ally focused, allies, yay, all that kind of stuff, right? And you absolutely can play that. You can play a support. It's a very good bit for support. But if you really want to crank up the offense of yourself and your allies and you want to be a bit more offensive focused commander, warlord. And I think this is also the perfect time to call it a warlord is for the subclass, because it is a bit more on the nose or offense focused like that, right? So give themselves help die to be able to that's where the mechanics are going to be pushing them forward in an offensive way. Boom, right? Now there's that one. Now this one, I'm going to say this one I'm excited about, but actually the one I'm most excited about is the third one. So the second commander subclass is Crusader. We might call this Templar. We're not going to call it Paladin. That's going to be reserved for the Spellblade. We already talked about that last week. So a Crusader is, you could call it Holy Crusader, or you could just call it Crusader. But the second subclass for the commander takes the commander features and adds a sprinkle of divine in there, adds a sprinkle of magic, adds a sprinkle of their aura actually sounds or actually feels, has a divine feel to it. It actually can enact some magic on the field. Their aura actually prevents things from their allies becoming feared or frightened or rattled or intimidated, and be able to cleanse conditions off of them. The heal that they do actually is a heal, right? So Crusader, Templar, sprinkle in a little bit of holy there for your commander, where you are a frontline battle. The banner that you hold is for whoever you serve, or you could take it in a completely different direction where you stand for an oath, or you stand for you believe and lead a people so strongly that there's actually some divinity to it. There's actually some sort of magic behind it as well, similar to a paladin if you want to take that magical origin right there. So that is the second subclass. And for a sneak peek showcase into the third subclass, we're going to go the exact opposite direction. Instead of a Holy Crusader, we are going to have a Necro Lord. The third subclass for Commander is a Necro Lord. A Necro Lord, my elevator pitch for Necro Lord is a commander commands their allies. But why stop at commanding your allies when you can command other things as well? What if you could command everyone? You could command enemies. You could command the undead. You could command the fallen corpses of your enemies as they fall. You slay an enemy, their body falls to the ground. Rise. Comes back up and attack him. And now just got chills. So yeah. Yeah, Necro Lord is the third subclass for the commander. Yes, it is absolutely wild, insane. So yeah, I think that's so nuts. So Death Knight, World of Warcraft vibes is and then the team loved it and ran with it. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. Edge Lord, welcome to the Edge Lord, Necro Lord. I see what you did there, Logan. So yes, Death Knight. There is going to be a Death Knight subclass for the Spellblade in a future release, but we gotta give the Necro Lord some love in the core rulebook. So yeah, that's gonna be, you command everything. So you command your allies, and then you're like, you do this. So yeah, so crazy. So anyway, there's the commander. And now for the last one, we're gonna do wizard. Here's the wizard. And the wizard, we have some options. And I think y'all are gonna be super excited about literally all 4 of these options. And I say 4 because we haven't decided. So there's 2 that are gonna be in 0.9, and then it's 1 of 2 for the third one, right? So yeah. You're really selling me on that Necro Lord, Curly Bolt. Thanks to the super chat, Curly Bolt. I might have to try it. You might have no choice. I might command you to try it. Liam can't. I can tell you've been watching Solo Leveling. Yeah. I had the rise moment from Solo Leveling. You caught that, Liam. You see me. All right, yeah. And then I wish there were 2 options of pure martial. Yeah. So Alex B says disappointed about them being divine. So one of them, yeah, is slanted like an unholy vibe, and the other one's slanted holy and stuff. So for the holy one, you'll fully be able to role play the holy one still as a commander without a divine vibe to it, is one of our goals. We'll see how that goes, but it's just going to give you an aura. You can still role play that aura not coming from a divine source in that way. So you could make it a mundane, just like the commander already is, being able to do the things that they do in a mundane way, even though they can heal, but it's from a mundane way source there. And they're also, I don't know if I should say this in a public live stream. I talked about this in a Patreon live stream, but this is something in the future. There is going to be an option for a 4th subclass for every class that is a more pure version of that class. If you like what Alex B is saying, you're like, man, you know what? Of these 3 cores, these 2 don't really speak to me, and I wish there was just another option. You're going to be taking care of Alex B. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a 4th option that gives you basically more options, like a build your own subclass type of situation. That's going to be something I will talk about in a future time. So yeah, Claudio says, we got you. Yeah, we got you. So there we go. So now, wizard, we are shifting over to wizard. Hey, eat ice cream and cake. Hello, what's up, Phoenix? Ice cream and cake. Let's go. I just had my birthday party last week, and I had some cheesecake. I have some banana cheesecake. It was amazing. So happy birthday. Happy anniversary. Same thing. Anniversary. It's a party. It's a celebration. Let's go. Now, wizard. The wizard has 2 subclasses in 0.9, and we're between 2 for the other one. So here is the wizard. The first one I'm going to say is going to be more on brand for wizard. And the second one I'm going to say is going to get a lot of people excited. And we have 400 people here in the live chat now. What? That's wild. So anyway, for the wizard, DC20 wizard, 0.9 wizard. The first wizard is a trap wizard. This wizard takes their arcane sigils that they put down beneath their feet. If you're not familiar with wizards at level 1, you get a class feature called Arcane Sigil. Runes embed themselves into the ground underneath you. Glow, enhance your spells. This subclass of wizard is going to take those arcane sigils and be able to weaponize them, make multiple of them, set them off and explode them if enemies get in or near them, possibly be able to move them around the battlefield and like have these glowing runes that are on the ground that can slide across the floor. They can possibly put runes on enemies and then explode their enemies. They can possibly have a rune that they're standing in, slide it underneath an enemy and then explode. Like, there's going to be able to do some crazy stuff with their sigils. And the other cool part about this, and this starts to make you think, like, big picture, take a step back, DC20. If at level 3 you choose to be a trap wizard, every time at level 3, 6, and 9 you're going to get you're going to get more subclass features to expand this. But also, as you level up your actual class, the class is going to be able to expand your sigils. So if you get more stuff you can do with sigils and you're a trap wizard, you're technically getting stronger as a trap wizard too, because if you can do more with your sigils now, you're a trap wizard, a sigilist. There you go. Sigil list. I like that. I like that. I'm going to put that down. Sigil list. I think one of the team has said that word before too. Glyph caster. Oh, see, y'all are coming up with some cool names for it. Yeah, trap wizard is not going to be what the name of it is. Just for the record, it's not a trap wizard. That also makes me think of like music or something, like some sort of trap, like whatever that trap music is or something. So yeah. So there you go. Trap wizard. Super excited about that one. Now, the second one. The second one is one that I feel like the community needs from a class fantasy perspective. The community wanted this to be a class. The community wanted this to be an actual full-blown class, and it was even in talks at one point for this to be a class. And if y'all remember back in the day, I'm going to have this be a quiz to you guys. What was a class that used to be in DC20 that got cut from DC20? I'm not talking Scion, because Scion still is in DC20. Scion still is in DC20. Ooh, Ivan Green Gaming. Boom. Ivan Green Gaming says cursed. Yes, the cursed class. So there used to be a class in DC20 called the cursed class. It did a couple things. It tried to do some things. It had some werewolf and vampire vibes. It eventually was, the parts of the cursed class were taken and dismantled and turned into a curse system for anyone to be able to be a vampire or a werewolf or whatever. If you get bit or what, you can be a werewolf. And I think it's better accomplished not through a class. It's better accomplished as a side whole path that you can have happen, right? So anyway, yeah, it was a while ago, and it was never released. The cursed class was never fully released. There was a version of it that was play tested, but it never was released. What the cursed accomplished is a class fantasy of curses, hexes. What's a type of fantasy character that does curses and hexes, and it's very popular, and that could be a wizard subclass that has a book, or dare I say, grimoire? Oh, Renard and Jason Nivel, a witch. So the second subclass for wizard is going to be a witch wizard, a hag inspired wizard, a witch, right? That is going to be the other wizard subclass. So it's a bit of a dark one on that one, but it's going to accomplish the class fantasy of a hag or a witch, right? Old magic, ancient magic that you've learned from a tome that you found and read and studied. Still the same origin of wizard, but it's going to be your book's going to be a grimoire. Curses, hexes, damage over time spells, possible connections to nature and alchemical things, polymorphing things, yes. So you're a witch, Harry. So yes. Yes. So there's that. Witch and blood magic is all I wanted. Thank you, Coach. Logan, you are taken care of. Yes. My dream. Finally. Yes, Liam. I know you specifically, I know wanted a witch class, but I think this is going to be able to be a huge move in that direction. And you absolutely could play a witch at level 1 and 2. And absolutely flavor a wizard to be a witch. Like, get out of here, right? So there we go. That is the two subclasses. Now, for the next two, I'm not gonna go into detail on these two, but I will give the sneak peek of these two. These other two, it depends on how things go. It depends on how the trap wizard goes, and if there's enough design space within the trap wizard to fit one of them. And it also depends on how divination type spells come about to be with that. So the other two subclasses that are up in the air that are the next ones on the docket possibly, or it could be something else that's not what I'm about to say. The third subclass for wizard is either a portal wizard, teleportation / portal wizard, where your arcane sigils don't turn into traps, they turn into portal. Have you played the game Portal 2, where there's the orange portal and the blue portal, and you go in one and you come out the other? You go in one and come out the other. You can put an orange portal under somebody else and a blue portal there, and you bloop, bloop, and you can like teleport people around the battlefield. You can teleport enemies around the battlefield. You can teleport your allies around the battlefield. I think teleportation in general is a cool wizard thing. This is going to be the teleportation portal master wizard as far as that goes. So I love that. I think that's super sick. I think that's kind of where my head's at for the third one. There's a scenario where the trap wizard could do portals, but I think that's too much design space eaten up by one subclass, right? So it's either that or an oracle, a divination fortune teller wizard that is like an oracle, right? This would be like the divination subclass in D&D right now with like the portent rolls, but no, don't get me started on portent rolls, right? But anyway, so yeah, that's the other option for those two kind of floating around there, right? Kybria Cooper Malik, Kibria Cooper Malik, are you still planning on more DC20 classes? Any teasers? Oh yeah, I mean there's not even teasers, you know what I'm saying? I got the whole thing here for you, right? The whole thing. Boom. There's all the classes in DC20. It's on the screen right now. Blah, 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 blah. 13 right here in the core rules. 14, has been released. And then these are the other ones that are on the docket to be released. And another sneak peek for you there, Cabria, is this is kind of the order that I'm thinking about releasing them as far as that goes. So yeah, there's that. Check that out. Have you considered using class/subclass features for monsters? Wait, what? Using class/subclass features for monsters. These are all super cool. I want to play them all as a DM. An example would be Hagman. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Velios. Yes, I do that literally all the time. I did it in D&D. I do it in DC20. I do it to playtest DC20 mechanics myself. Like as the creator, I purposefully put mechanics in monsters and just do them. Like I will throw them at my players. Like when we reworked the Warlock and I threw those things at an enemy. Oh no, we reworked it for the fighter, and I had my campaign people. They fought this group of guys, and one of them was a straight up fighter. Like he just was the new fighter that my players didn't know about, and I play tested it that way as a, you know what I'm saying? So heck yeah. And then hey, Luis, did I miss a super chat, Luis? No. I have not yet gone back and got caught up on the super chats, but there's the wizard, people. There is the wizard. That is that's that. Now I see I have my moderators here, and I'll go ahead and say this right now. If you have questions that you want to ask, hashtag question, big hashtag caps question, hashtag question. Boom, hit me with your questions, and I will. Oh, you know what? I just remembered too. Peak D&D just reminded me. I'm going to add this to my to-do list for tonight. Is YouTuber reach out on subclass. Boom. Cool. There's that. And then I'm going to get caught up on super chats and go ahead and ask your questions. And I'll do the last little bit here of the live stream with some questions that I could try and answer before we get to the end. We did a lot. This is a very efficient live stream, people. I showcased the dice. We voted on something. I showed y'all 2 subclass. Let's go. And then I got your super chat right here. Say, oh, whoa. Okay. I see you now. These are the ones I missed while I was showcasing. Okay. Sean Van Beverholt. So I am looking to port over a magic weapon from an old Dark Sun PC game. L's Drinker was a +2 sword that casts Vampiric Touch on hit. How would you handle the damage/healing? And what item power would you make it? A +2 sword that casts Vampiric Touch on hit. If you wanted to do a super quick conversion, you could have the sword just add +1 damage. You could make something super basic like that. That is stronger. In general, a conversion from D&D to DC20 is like divide by 4, divided by 3.5 is kind of the damage conversion there. So honestly, for that, as far as the sword go, I would just remove the +2 sword. Like you don't need that. As far in DC, especially in DC20, if you're trying to do that, you don't need to I need to add +1 damage to, like, as of right now, I would just remove that part. That doesn't add anything necessarily cool in the first place anyway. You would add some sort of specific thing where like deal 1 damage against bloodied targets is probably what I would do with that. I would look at the vibe of the weapon and give it a +1 situational damage based on that. That is more on brand for DC20 than like, +2. Ooh, +2. So there's that. And then Vampiric Touch on hit. I would just go to the Vampiric Touch spell and then take if it deals damage dice, take the average damage dice of how much it would deal on average, divide that by 4, and you're in the ballpark of how much damage it should be doing and how much healing it should be doing. Or you could ignore the healing part of that and just have it heal for half as much as the damage it dealt. And yeah, I would do some amount of some sort of charge system of how many times you can do that, and that's kind of how I would handle that. So I hope that helps answer your question, Sean Van Beverholt. And that might be one of the first live showcase conversions that I've done as well. And then Rolodictus. Let's go Penguin subclass. Oh wait, he said Warlord. The penguins, I cannot escape. Just wait, penguin people. Wait 8 days, penguin people. You will be excited in 8 days for an announcement I make. Okay, penguin people. Luis, say Partui DC20 Gambas Inglorious. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do this again. Partiu DC20 Gambas Inglorious. Gambas Glorious. I'm gonna say it with as much flair as I can. Partiu DC20 Gambas Glorious. Did I do it? Our RPG Club GMs will host 5 connected DC20 campaigns this semester. 20 players. Let's go. That's awesome. Thank you, Luis, for reminding me to come back here. I gotta get caught back on my super chats from all the presentations I was doing. Mirror Force. I see you, Rose Nebula. I missed that one too. Thank you, Rose Nebula. I love your little icon, Rose. It's adorable. My dream, and then Pufferami. Well, Pufferami joined. Welcome to the team, Pufferami. I gave you your teaser there, Kibria. And then I got you Velios, and then Kyle Doring. Love it, Coach. Sneak peek for November DC20 magazine. November DC20 magazine is going to be a showcase of monsters. It's going to be another little monster booster. It's a monster booster injection there. There's going to be a bunch of monsters added. And I am very excited for one of them that might be on the cover of an Arctic Chimera type situation. And instead of a lion, goat, and dragon, it might be a polar bear, killer whale, and owl, like snow owl, and have a screeching breath for the owl head, a ice cone of... I'm saying too much. I've said too much. So there you go, Kyle. That's a pretty good sneak peek right there, if I do say so myself. Jekyll Geek, are you expanding existing ancestries and adding more maneuvers techniques in 0.9 or 0.10? Yeah, so 0.9 is pure and alone subclasses. A lot more has actually snuck into 0.9 just as the game's naturally developing and things are happening. There is some decent quality of life improvements across the board in 0.9, but Ancestors was not a focus, and maneuvers or techniques was not a focus whatsoever, because we have to focus on 0.9. We just had to. If we did do any of those things, it would just take another extra month or two added to the development, and that's not something I wanted to do. So something like what you're talking about is Ancestors and maneuvers. If I had to estimate that, that's probably a 0.11 thing, if I had to give you a estimate there, Jekyll Geek. Aegis Veer, I'm just hoping you're all well. Aegis and the penguin emoji. That is, Aegis, you are too kind. You are too kind. And I'm checking in with the wife. I see, Pokemon cards. Yep. Okay. My wife was just making sure my wife's okay, and she was talking about Pokemon cards because we collect Pokemon cards. Our children do, and we collect them by proxy through them. Anyway, Mantic, Office DC20 campaign starts with 0.9 drop. Let's go! Oh my gosh. I gotta get it to you. I gotta get it to you, man. Man, I love hearing stuff like that. Lights a fire under my butt. As soon as the live stream closed, I'm like, all right, hold on. Let me try and crank out some things here. Let's go. Liam with another super chat. 1, after we get through all the classes, will we get a Scion subclass reveal? Yes. 2, will we see the Scion subclasses before the reveal of 0.9? You won't see that. There won't actually be Scion subclasses for 0.9, but you will be revealed the possibilities. I'll say that. There you go. The White Wolves, welcome to the team. Welcome to the team, White Wolves. Welcome to Zane the White Wolves. We have so many wolf-themed people. I feel like I'm like, wait, is that another wolf-themed person, or am I just going crazy here? Hydration check, I see you. Oh, welcome, my wolves. Onyx Studios, what's up, Onyx? With a $50 super chat, bro. Dang, very late fee. Your late fee doesn't have to scale. Y'all don't even have to pay a late fee. Y'all have collectively chosen to pay late fees. And now Onyx has scaled up his own late fee. Just wanted to say, love all the work in Foundry. Patrick and Bailey Wiki have done amazing. I'm telling you guys, did y'all see that video? If you go to Bailey Wiki, if you go to Bailey Wiki's YouTube channel, just search Bailey Wiki DC20. It's the most recent video he posted. Amazing stuff there. I'm in the video. We worked through the whole thing. They showcased it for me, and they showed me DC20 in Foundry. Amazing, absolutely amazing. They are killing it over there. It's so cool what they can do. They're making it so easy to run DC20. It's insane. Love it, love it, love it. So yes, thank you, Onyx Studios, for real. Vapora Light, will you be able to create a tool that allows me to port other third-party classes spells managed from Cobalt Press, Toma Heroes, other sources? Yeah. There's going to be a conversion guide for 5e to DC20, and that 5e will cover whatever the source comes from. If it's a 5e compatible thing, the conversion guide will help you move it on over, especially monsters. That'll be super easy to do monsters. 100% Vapora Light. Yes, there's going to be a resource and a whole conversion guide. And then Trixie Ray. What's up, Trixie Ray? Hey, Coach. Any idea when we'll see the extra ancestries that got added for the stretch goal? That is probably going to be 0.11. 0.11. Like I said a second ago with the extra ancestry something or other, anything, the next time we talk about ancestries, boom, those 4 are being added in there from the stretch goal. Yeah. But ultimately, there are 2 huge, gigantic things I need to do for DC20. 1, subclasses. Dear God, I got to get you guys those subclasses so you can get the game to level 4, right? Because as soon as you get a subclass, you double the amount of available levels in DC20. That's wild. You over double the amount, because you know how like when you leveling up from 1 to 2 is quicker than leveling up from 2 to 3, then 3 to 4, and all. Just in general RPG classic trope. You know what I'm saying? So you actually over double the amount of time you can play DC20. With the release of 0.9, so that's huge. We got to do that. And then number 2 is spells. These spells need to be reworked and overhauled. They're my least favorite thing of the game right now because the spells are not where I want them to be, and they're not on brand. They are in a state that is literally the spells are like, okay, D&D spells that everybody knows, simply be able to do. Let's get the most generic thing. Okay, we got it. All right, you can use spells. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the big picture of it. That's what it feels like, and it's just not to the standard where I want it to be. So 0.10, once 0.10 releases, I will fully be proud of everything about DC20. The spells are the thorn in my side right now, and I want to focus on them, but I can't because the spells are a massive undertaking that I have to focus on subclasses first for, though. But anyway, there's that. And then Wheeler. Oh my gosh, Wheeler from Bardic Activation with a huge, another super chat. Thank you, bro. Any ballpark estimates for the Gritty Rules release? No penguins allowed. Yeah, when you play the Gritty Rules, nobody can beat penguins. You can't even talk about penguins. No penguin born either. Gritty Rules is going to be a... that's not even in the core rules. That's going to be a advanced gameplay guide, advanced gameplay guide rules. There's going to be a beta version of the advanced gameplay guide rules that will be started to work on after 0.10. Just like I actually perfectly just talked about. 0.9 and 0.10 are on a pedestal of importance. And as soon as those get through, okay, y'all will start to see the starter adventure that was in the Kickstarter. Y'all will start to see more one-shots come out. Y'all will start to see more monsters come out. Y'all will start to see the ancestries. Y'all will start to see the advanced gameplay guide. Y'all are starting to see all of those things after 0.10 because that's just how the order has to go. So yeah, I got you though. I love me some Gritty Rules. So heck yeah. And then Logan, will there be a piety system where players can earn piety and get perks from their guys the more devoted they are? That seems super interesting. That's not going to be in the core rules. And I don't see that necessarily being in the advanced gameplay rules, just off the top of my head. But that sounds like a cool system of a reputation type system, and a reputation type system towards a deity. Heck yeah, let's do it. I love it. So yeah, I can see that being an expanded thing. Dougster Morales just says, thank you. It's their 20th super chat. How ironic. DC20, 20th super chat. Dougster Morales just says, thank you. With a freaking dancing corgi. I love corgis. I have a husky, so I can't. It's not my favorite dog, second favorite, but I love corgis. Thank you, Dougster Morales. I appreciate that. And then Rose Nebula says spells are still homebrewed from 5e right now. Yeah, it's like that's pretty much a good description. There you go, Rose. That's a well said description there. And then Liam, what will come first after the core rules? Monster Manual or DM's Guide? Monster Manual will probably be the beta version of the Monster Manual. Sorry. Re-answering that question, both at the same time. The second Kickstarter, if things can keep going well and keep scaling up and things are moving at a good rate, I want to do both at the same time. I know it's a bit bold, but I think it's just what we have to do. I don't want to do 3 different Kickstarter. I want to try and be like, all right, cool, we got it. Boom, things are going big. Okay, cool. One more Kickstarter. Boom, both the next books. Bang. Now we got all the 3 core books. You know, that's the goal, to do them both at the same time. So there's that. Cool. And now we are back. And now let me check in on the super chat questions, moderators, and live stream questions. And today, 9, Joe Keller. There we go. Philip Fowler's question. Philip Fowler. Question. Any chance we get to see one of those actual subclasses so we have an idea what we design space will be for them? Philip Fowler, once they exist, you'll see a subclass. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably have patrons vote of what subclass I just straight up show you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to show an example. But basically, it's going to be a subclass is going to give you one big, nice, solid trait, like one subclass feature, and like a flavor feature type of thing that does not affect combat or power scaling or anything like that. It's just a pure flavor based thing that lets you role play your character better and does not affect combat directly. It's a kind of like classes have those flavor features that you see already, right? So there's a design space as far as that question goes. Will 0.9 have new talents as well? Cinnabog, adorable dog right there. Cinnabog, thank you for the super chat. The new talents in 0.9 will be the level 2 talents that got eaten up or taken or removed. So there are not going to be new talents in that way, but if you were not aware, right now in 0.8, everybody gets 2 class talents and another talent. That is too much. Long story on that. But every class is going to get 1 talent at level 2 and 1 class talent. So technically that other class talent that got removed, that's now going to be a talent, but talents were not on the docket for 0.9 as far as what was just subclasses. So I hope they didn't burst your bubble there. Enrique J. Beltran, love these updates every week. Thank you, Coach. Every week, baby. I want to make sure I keep you guys updated, and I do monthly updates. I do posts. I post it on Discord, and I post it on Backer Kit to the Kickstarter, right? To showcase where everything's at, right? I want to be as transparent as possible. That's why I showcase this freaking screen. How many times do y'all see this freaking screen over here, right? So I try and make it very, very clear where the design process is. Ironbird, just wanted to say thank you again. Oh my gosh, Ironbird, thank you for that, Ironbird. Just super chatting just to freaking make me smile. I appreciate that. Oh man, I appreciate that, dude. All right, Philip Fowler and then Joe Keller. Curious, what does an elementalist achieve that a sorcerer or wizard doesn't? Question. So an elementalist is think Avatar. Think Avatar. That's pretty much what that is. If you wanted to, an elementalist, the class fantasy for an elementalist is basically the elementalist is going to have the 4 elements, and you choose one of the 4 elements, and you are that and that alone. Like that's it. So like Geomancer would be an elementalist. A pure fire, nothing but this wind sword is like all in on an element, right? A sorcerer, in order to do that, you could right now, you could just be, no, I'm a fire sorcerer. So you choose all fire spells, and when you overload, you describe it as like being fiery and like fire, right? But sorcerers are also like the class fantasy, like sculpting spells and meta magic and be able to shift and move that around. You know what I'm saying? Elementalists are going to have all of their power budget into elements, right? And there's going to be branches and versions of the elementalist where you are being able to do multiple elements and all that kind of stuff as well. But I don't want to get into that too much. But yeah, Avatar, which is a pretty popular concept, if I could say the least, right? And then another super chat. Hold up, what? Josh Garner, $50 super chat. Gosh, I ran a DC20 one shot with some friends a few weeks ago. It was My Hero Academia. Oh, My Hero Academia themed. We had a great time testing out your system. Keep up the good work. Can't wait to see where it goes from here. Josh, thank you for that, dude. Wow. Yeah, and with support like this, it's gonna go big places. So thank you again for that, Josh. And is that Lord Frieza? That's his little freaking mobile, his little thing where he flies around in? That's an awesome logo right there. Thank you, Josh Garner. Oh man, that's awesome. My Hero Academia theme. That's cool. Thank you, dude. And then Kibria, again with Kibria, how will spell lists be organized? Yeah, so there's gonna be 3 spell lists. There's gonna be Divine, Primal, and Arcane, obviously. Divine, Primal, Arcane, there'll be 3 spell lists, and there'll be a bunch of spells on them. And it's simple as that. And then all the classes will work. And I'm like, oh, a sorcerer gets to pick a sorcerer gets to choose which spell list they have. A cleric gets the divine spell list, and the druid gets the primal spell list. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's going to actually, and it's just going to work the way that I want it to. Because right now it doesn't. It can't. Right now, there's not enough spells. And then just wondering in your head right now, get a number of class talents at each level talent. Yeah, that's going to be, especially once we release the whole 4th subclass thing that we're going to talk about. I would say, just off the top of my head, don't quote me on anything, but Liam just poking in my head, I would say you would have a level 1 or level 2 talents, I guess. There'd be probably about 3 or 4. Probably 2 level 2 talents, and then at least one level 3, and for a couple of reasons, and probably 2 level 4, and then probably at least 1 or 2 of each level at which you could potentially pick one ultimately. So there'd be a nice little handful of talents. But talents, like when we actually focus on talents, that's going to probably be a 0.13 thing, because I don't want to make any talents. Like y'all are asking for talents. Y'all don't want me to make talents right now, because talents eat up design space, and you don't want to eat up design space until all the classes and subclasses are done. You know what I mean? So make all the classes all the way to the max level, make all the subclasses the max level, and then you have your design space and all your rows nicely organized, and then you can make talents. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's actually even more I could say on that, but I don't want to, no spoilers. So yeah, and then I do want to answer at least the first 5 questions here. That was asked in the actual chat here. So Rashad Sama, member for 1 month. Thank you, Rashad. Question: do you see the Artificer looking at? What do you see the Artificer looking at? Looking like Artificer is going to have some amount of magic that they're able to put into items and weapons and make their own magic items, give them to other players, give them to themselves, and be able to put their magic into things and imbue them in that way. That's about as much as I can say on that. There is a decent amount on Artificer right now, and it is going to be the next one we showcase. But yeah. And then David Fontaine, another member. Thank you, David. Question: any idea for mounted combat? TTRPGs have a hard time with that usually. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be mounted combat, something we've talked about. There's going to be some sort of mounted talents is probably how that's going to be handled. There's going to be talents for mounting. There's going to be rules for mounting, and if you want to be better at it, there's going to be accomplished by a talent. I don't see that being a full-blown subclass. Down the road, I could see a subclass basing on it, but not in the core rules. But yeah, there'll be mounted combat. That's probably going to be an advanced gameplay guide. DM's Game Master's handbook type situation. But that's for sure on the docket there too. Mechanical, how are spell lists versus schools? Mechanical. So yeah, spell lists are the 3 that I said, and there's schools. There are 11 schools of magic that's in the 0.8, the different schools of magic. That's there as well. But also that is one thing that's on the docket to be discussed as well by me and the team. So stay tuned for that. And last one, I have insomnia. Will commander subclass have unique commands in commander's call? Yeah, that's going to be one thing, is going to be giving them either with their aura, giving unique properties there, different commands they can do, different triggers based on when they do a command, something else can happen, or you're adding new commands. Absolutely. The core class features will be expanded on by subclasses for sure. And then David B, while I answer this last super chat, everybody right now, oh, I think I just noticed something. That came up a little bit low. I can move that up here. Cool. I'm gonna put that right there. All right. Anyway, sorry, ADD just noticed something. Say something in the chat. Say something in the chat. I'm doing the giveaway. We do a giveaway every single live stream. DC20. I give away a book, give away dice, give away stuff. So say something in the chat, and then I'll get caught up with this super chat. This last super chat here from Dave B. DC20 is a fantastic example of how to publish an independent TTRPG the right way. Would you be up for making a video on how to approach publishing an inspiring TTRPG designer? Yeah, no, David B. Dave B. I have been taking notes as far as the design process, the steps that I've chosen to do, the roadmap, you could say, and I'm leaving a breadcrumb trail for myself to be able to make a video for others. To showcase how I've done it. I do think I'm doing it the right way. I'm not rushing it. I think the end product is going to be, could I have cranked out DC20 and got it done in a very quick time frame? Yes. And then y'all would be dealing with the same stuff that people are complaining about D&D right now, the biggest game in the world of TTRPGs that has a wild amount of problems and brokenness all throughout, right? So I would rather it take me another year to make the game, but the end product is something that you can literally play and be like, this is great, and you're good for, you know what I'm saying? So that's the quality over speed, I guess, is the thing there. But there we go. So are just the spells changing, or will be changes to the way spells are cast? Oh, it's just the amount of spells. So far, as far as the spells, it's not a spell rework. It's just more spells because right now the spells are just we need more, more spells, right? So yeah, maybe not a year. I was giving an example. Okay. And then Martin Donaldson. What if the stun effect puts you at a one? Put you at a 1 AP and say, oh yeah. So the stun effect already, I've said this in live streams before, but I'll say it every time. The stunned condition is 100% being changed. This is probably a 0.11 thing. The stun condition is 100% being changed. Actually, it could be a 0.10 thing. It's being changed to when you fail, you'll have stunned 1, stunned 2, stunned 3, and stunned 4. And the stun condition just subtracts 1 AP, right? So that's what that's going to be. Anyway, Wheeler. Appreciate that, Wheeler. Take your time, coach. Your ability to balance a game like this is so impressive. Oh, man. Thank you. I would rather y'all see the game be built and the game's done and the game is balanced and fun and sick and flavorful and mechanically sound and fun. You get the idea. So cool. All right. Here's the winter time. It's winter chicken dinner. Why is that so fun to say? I don't know. I missed Dustin's super chat. I'll go back and check Dustin's super chat. The winner is Chad Gararty. I don't know why I have a pirate accent when I'm reading Chad Gararty. Whose super chat did I miss? Somebody said I missed a super chat. Congrats, dude. Go to Discord. Message a moderator. Their names are in red. Message them. Give them your email. If you did back the Kickstarter, give them the email that you backed the Kickstarter with, and I'm going to add some free stuff to your Kickstarter bundle thing, or I can send you some a free copy of DC20 and the Monster Starter Guide. So heck yeah. And then Rose Nebula. If 1.0 is good, then there won't be a DC25E. Yeah, that problem. Oh god, the new version, if that's what you're talking about, having to update that or patch it so quickly. Okay, I think who somebody said I missed a super chat. Mechanics, schools, spells changing, wondering if numbers, talent, Kirby, Ironbird, Cerndog. I feel like I got all of these people. I feel like I got everybody. If I didn't get everybody, I feel super bad. I hate missing super chats. I never miss super chats. Get out of here. But I think I just did another double check. I just did another scan. Dustin, I think I got Dustin. I opted the corgi, I think so. So there's that, guys. Thank y'all so much. Next week, we are going to showcase 2 more classes because we got the commander out and we got the wizard out. So we will see rogue, druid, cleric, champion, barbarian. Who knows? We shall see. But stay creative, guys. Love y'all. I think I said the box. Wait, Dustin Milcom? Oh, there it is. King Hodop. As I have the peace sign from the final parts of the class. Dustin says, is there going to be a necromancer class, but it would be cool to have the main class have a skeleton summoning, then the subclass focus on blood courses of necromancer take place now. Yes, Dustin, there is a summoner class. There is a summoner class, Dustin, and I will tell you this right now, in my head, I absolutely want there to be a subclass of the summoner where the things you summon can tank for you. And you could be a tank of the group with the summoned creatures you summon. But that also might be a beast tamer thing. You could do a tamer where the tamer has one pet and their pet could tank and be like the front line type situation. That's going to happen there for the tamer as well. So there's a tamer and a summoner. Both of those are 2 separate classes. So you're taken care of, Dustin. I'm sorry for Mr. Super Chat. King Hodop, thank you for going back there and finding it. I don't know where that Super Chat was. Maybe it was from a while ago. Appreciate y'all. Stay creative. That was a close call. Thanks to the box.